Hey guys, this is Ice Restrict 12. We changed the name of the channel just to make it easier for people to find it. It used to be called Millennial Ice Restrict, but it was very similar to the card, so people were having a hard time finding it. But we decided to go ahead and change it to Ice Restrict 12. And today I'm bringing you the test hands for the deck that I posted last week. So today you're actually going to get to see it in action. I already went ahead and shuffled the deck, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's see what we got. So we're going to go ahead and draw our 5 cards. Now this is a going second deck, so we're gonna go ahead and pretend that our opponent went first and we got to go second. And let's say for instance our opponent ended up on a Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. If you don't know what that is a card that basically negates everything and has protection against almost everything. So let's see what we got. So we drew Relinquish, we drew Millenniumized Illusionist, we drew Tour Guide from the Underworld, Allure of Darkness, and Radiant. But since we are going second, we're gonna go ahead and draw one more card. Oh, perfect. So we have Sangan. So let's see what we can do with this hand. So in a situation like this, like I said, let's say my opponent has a Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, we're not really gonna be able to do anything because he's going to negate whatever we do. But that is where the Kaijus come in handy, because the Kaijus are able to get rid of anything. You tribute one of your opponent's monsters and you give them the Kaiju. Now the Kaiju are pretty powerful and that'll be an issue, but with Relinquished and the archetype, you can take it back. So we're gonna go ahead and get rid of that Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. We will give our opponent a, we will pretend that, you know, there's a person in front of us playing against us. But we'll go ahead and put that Radiant on our opponent's side of the field and get rid of that Dragoons. The protection doesn't matter because we're tributing it. Now from here, the next thing that we would do is definitely with that monster that can opt and negate out of the way, we'll continue with our plays as normal. So we're gonna go ahead and normal summon that Tour Guide. Now Tour Guide will allow me to summon, special summon a Fiend type monster, 3 stars or lower, from the deck or the hand onto the field. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna go ahead and special summon from my hand that Sangan in defense position, just in case something gets negated and now we're stuck with a Sangan where you don't want an attack position because then you'll take damage. So from here, next thing we will do, we will link them away, and we're gonna go ahead and make, it only requires 2 effect monsters. We will go ahead and make our Predaplan Verte Anaconda and put it into our link zone with those 2 arrows pointing to those bottom zones. Now, Verte Anaconda has an effect that you pay 2,000 life points and you can send from your deck to the graveyard any fusion or polymerization card, and he copies the effect of that card. And then, but after that, you cannot summon any more monsters. So what we're gonna do from here is we're gonna go ahead and use the effect, but before we do that, we have to resolve the effect of Sangan, who when he is sent to the graveyard, it allows you to get a fiend type, a monster with 1500 attack or less from your deck to your hand. So we're gonna go ahead and get, usually we would either go for Relinquish or for Millenniumized Illusionist, but right now, since we have them both, we are gonna go ahead and get a negation in our hand. Just in case my opponent next turn wants to look through his deck, we're gonna go ahead and get an Ash Blossom. It's always good to have her in the hand. We shuffle the deck, and that's what we're gonna get. Now from here, we will go ahead and use the effect of Predaplan, pay our 2,000 life points, send a fusion or polymerization card from the deck to the graveyard, and we're gonna go ahead and send Relinquish Fusion. So Predaplan will copy the effect of Relinquish Fusion, which is banish monsters from the hand, field, or graveyard to special summon an Ice Restrict Fusion monster. And we're gonna go ahead and make the boss monster of our deck, Millenniumized Restrict. He only requires a Relinquish and a effect monster. And we have a Relinquish in our hand, which we're gonna go ahead and banish. And let's see, we're gonna get rid of Tour Guide as the second material, and boom, now we just special summon or fusion summon our Millenniumized Restrict. He is on the field. Now from here, we're gonna go ahead and activate the secondary effect of Relinquish Fusion, which is you can banish it from the graveyard, and you can equip an effect monster that my opponent controls to an Ice Restrict Fusion monster or Relinquish as if it was equipped by that monster's effect. And what do you know? My monster has an effect monster that I gave to him. It's got 2800 attack, so it's a big boy, and that usually would be an issue, but not when you can take the monster. So we're going to go ahead and take that monster. So I am left with a Predaplant, with a Millenniumized Restrict, whose attack becomes the monster equipped to it, which is 2800. And for if I pass, well, I'm going to go ahead and go into my battle phase attack with 2800 and 500. And I can do a couple things here. I can either just pass, knowing that I have 1 negation, 2 negations, 3 negations, or if I get greedy, I could play the Allure of Darkness and see what I can get. But right now, I think this will be the best course of action. So I got rid of a Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, and I have a 2800 attack monster. I have a Predaplant on the field, and I have 3 negations so that I can handle what my opponent is going to do next turn. Alright guys, and like I said in the other video, this deck has the ability to OTK your opponent in 1 turn. So we're going to go ahead and show you how that works. What you need is a Tour Guide from the Underworld, Interrupt the Kaiju Slumber, and Relinquished Fusion. The other 2 cards honestly can be anything, but let's see what we got. We got, oh okay, we have the Kaiju, and we have an Instant Fusion. Great. So we are going to go ahead and pretend again that our opponent has a very powerful monster like Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. They can negate anything, and we are going second. And maybe he has a magic or trap card face down that he's going to use to interrupt our plays. So since we are going second, I got my 5 cards in hand, draw my 6th card, and awesome, I got another Tour Guide from the Underworld. Now from here, what you would want to do is first of all get rid of the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. So we'll go ahead and Kaiju that away, get sent to the graveyard. Now your opponent has a Radiant, and now we can continue with our plays without being interrupted by that Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Now from here, next thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and blow up the field, interrupt the Kaiju Slumber. What that's going to do is going to destroy all monsters on the field. So he will be destroyed, and anything else my opponent would have will be destroyed as well. Anything I have will be destroyed as well, but since this is turn 1, I have nothing yet. Now what this is going to do, it blows up the field and allows me to special summon 2 Kaiju monsters, one on my opponent's side of the field and one on my side of the field. They have to be special summoned in attack position, and they must battle during my battle phase. So I am going to go ahead and special summon Yugioh on my side of the field, and I'm going to go ahead and special summon Thunder King on my opponent's side of the field. Again, this would be an issue because Thunder King has 3300 attack. It has more attack than for you old school Yu-Gi-Oh players, a Blue Eyes White Dragon or anything like that. But since this deck is all about taking my opponent's monsters and using them against my opponent, that's not going to be an issue. That's actually a good thing. Now from here, once I summon those, we shuffle our deck, and let's go ahead and continue with our plays. Now the next thing that we want to do, we're going to go ahead and normal summon a Tour Guide, which by her effect allows us to special summon a level 3 Fiend type monster from our deck. And we're going to go ahead and special summon Sangan. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and link them away into, let's see, we're going to go ahead and link them away into Nightmare Phoenix, because when Nightmare Phoenix is special summoned, I can discard a card and destroy a trap or magic card my opponent controls. So I'm going to go ahead and discard that Tour Guide because I have 2 now. Now from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and resolve the effect of Sangan, that when he is sent to the graveyard, I am able to get a monster with 1500 attack or less for my deck. And boom, there it is. Exactly who we're looking for. Alright, now from here, I got my Nightmare Phoenix, I got Yugioh, my opponent has a Thunder King. Through the effect of Nightmare Phoenix, we were able to destroy a trap or magic card my opponent had face down. So now my opponent has no protection. And no monsters because we blew those away with Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. Now from here, what I'm going to do is Relinquish Fusion. It requires, I'm going to go ahead and special summon with that card my boss monster, Millenniumized Restrict. And the materials to make Millenniumized Restrict is just Relinquish and an effect monster. And they can be from the hand, field, or graveyard. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to banish that Tour Guide from the Underworld to make Millenniumized Restrict. This card is sent to the graveyard. Now from here, I'm going to go ahead and activate the secondary effect of Relinquish Fusion, which says target an effect monster your opponent controls and equip it to a Millenniumized Restrict 1000 Eyes Restrict, or Relinquished as if he was equipped by that monster's own effect. And this is going to be my end board. I have a monster with 3300 attack, a Millennium Eyes Restrict that gains the attack of the monster that's equipped to him, which is another 3300. And we have Nightmare Phoenix, who has 1900. So that is well over 8,000 life points. And that would be a one-turn OTK. All right, guys, so I hope you liked the deck. If you liked it, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give us a like, subscribe. It means a lot to us. We really appreciate it, guys. And I'll see you guys next time.